Hi dear beautiful people. Welcome to Leadership When It Matters the Most. Hosted by Hamusa Emmanuel Heniton, one of Africa's top global speaker, leadership coach, strategist, business and executive coach, management consultant, and mentor. A podcast filled with top-notch messages and wisdom that has got so many people asking for more. From this young man instilling high-impact responsibility and leadership into the society. Dear beautiful people, we want you to keep winning and at the same time staying on top. Remember, dreams can come true, so keep living your dreams.
Hi there beautiful people, welcome you all to another exciting episode of Leadership When It Matters the Most. And do not forget, we're still on the breakfast session with Hamusa Emmanuel Heniton. And I'd love to share with you today something amazing, something beautiful, something insightful, it is more or less like a time picture of our lives and something we all can work on to become more better, and at the same time, look inwards and take up the right opportunities and steps to staying on top and winning more opportunities, as the case may be. And today, let me share with you this morning the 10 powerful laws of productivity. But as time would permit, I think I'll be able to share with you the five laws out of the 10 laws of productivity I have. And probably on the second episode, I'll be sharing with you the path through, that is the concluding path of the powerful laws of productivity, as the case may be. So they're beautiful people. You see, it excites my heart and at the same time resurrects my enthusiasm, to let you know that there is a complete dichotomy between living a busy life and living a productive life. They're beautiful people. You see, people can be busy and not productive. Therefore, people have a misconception on the fact that when they get busy or when they have a busy schedule, they are being productive. You see, today's teachings will make you see through the goggles of nature and actually, see through the thin or thick line between the busy schedule and having a productive one, as the case may be. And if you are that person who thinks that having a busy schedule or being busy is equal to being productive, I bet you there's 10 laws of productivity. This particular episode will shape your thoughts and make you realize where you stand. They're beautiful people. So I hereby introduce to you the 10 most powerful laws of productivity. And now the first law of productivity, or the first law that guides your ability to perform effectively and efficiently, is called the law of trial and error. The law of trial and error. So as it is, when I explain these laws, I would give you the bottom line, the applications of this law in your daily life activities, in your day-to-day process, as the case may be. Now, the law of trial and error. They're beautiful people. You see, the word trial and error might sound somehow probably confusing to some people, but it is also known as the retest method of enhancing productivity. Dear beautiful people, you have realized that this teaching will be shifted towards business leaders, managers, entrepreneurs, goal-oriented individuals, probably career-minded people as well, who wants to increase their chances of productivity. You see, this law states that there is always enough room for improvement. I repeat, there is always enough room for improvement, especially from consistent failures and mistakes, as the case may be. So, the try and retry method has been the secret of virtually most world celebrated entrepreneurs, managers, business leaders, and CEOs we have in the world today. So a whole lot of business leaders you see in the world today, a whole lot of entrepreneurs who are breaking barriers in the world we live in today, often use this approach to staying on top and winning more opportunities, the test retest method. So whenever they are repeatedly falling down, they continue to rise up again. and you only see the productivity on the outside, but you do not know what exactly they're going through as it is. So it is an approach that has been adopted by so many world leaders and entrepreneurs to breaking barriers and staying on top, as the case may be. So what is the bottom line of this particular approach? What is the bottom line of the law of trial and error approach? Yeah, beautiful people, you see, to enhance and increase productivity as a business manager, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, as a career-minded person, you should apply using some strategy to your plans. So if eventually it works out, it is cool. And if it is even the otherwise, you change the direction of your strategy until you get the desired result you intend to achieve. They're beautiful people. You see, this application may seem energetic, may seem time consuming, but remember, everything, especially when you approach this this kind of method, is worth your time, especially when you want to get your desired result, or especially when your desired result has not been achieved yet. So in the real sense and definition, when you try, you can still retry. Let me come back again. When you keep on trying, you can still retry until you get the desired result, using various approaches and methods to achieve your goals. Now, the second law of productivity, or let me say the second powerful law of productivity, is the law of forced efficiency. The law of forced efficiency. Dear beautiful people, you see, this might seem new to you, because it's one of the world's most widely known law of nature. And this states that, you see, there is always enough time to do the most important things. And as far as I could let you know, this is because this law have been one of the practical approaches I've been using in my life for so many years, and it has really helped me reshaping my life and try to be more consistent, as the case may be, because I always do have in my mind, down in my subconscious, that there is always enough time to do the most important things, as the case may be. So as far as effective and efficient productivity is concerned, time and priority, that is value, can never be underestimated. So dear beautiful people, how can you apply this law? I mean, the law of forced efficiency into your daily life activities to achieving your goals, as the case may be. They said the first approach to using the law of forced efficiency is that you have to set clear and smart priorities. You have to set clear and smart priorities, because you should remember that value is very, very important. The second approach is time is great value and asset, so you have to make the best use of it. And the third one is that remember that the most important things comes first, whatsoever the case may be. You should understand that the most important things should be the top of your priority, as it is. That comes first before anything can be considered. And the fourth approach to this law is that nobody manages time. You can only keep to it and do the right thing at the right time. So this is the fourth approach to the law of forced efficiency. Nobody manages time. You can only keep to it and at the same time do the right thing at the right time. The fifth approach to this particular law is that indecision is often worse than making the wrong action. They're beautiful people. You see, there's a dichotomy between someone who is not even making any decision at all, who is very indecisive in their life, and someone who actually took the wrong step and the wrong action. So therefore, you must make life-changing decisions, even if it will cost you anything. You must be able to sacrifice and compromise life-changing decisions, even if it will cost you anything. Dear beautiful people, this is the five approach, to the law of forced efficiency, as the case may be. But nevertheless, what is the bottom line? And how do you apply? How is this significant to your daily life activities, as the case may be? So you see, I came across so many people who tried complying to this great law, but really do not have any approach, do not have, should I say, a work frame to go about this particular law. But as far as we are concerned, especially in moving your business, your organization, your career to a greater height, the law of forced efficiency, you see, cannot be underestimated. In fact, it can't be sidelined. But nevertheless, the application of this law opens your eyes to understanding how to set and make clear priorities, value your time, and keep to your decisions. And when you do this, your productivity increases exponentially, likewise giving people the sensible reasons to follow you, your business, your organization, and help you stay on top of your career ladder, as the case may be. So dear beautiful people, this would lead us to the third law, the third powerful law of productivity. And this law is called the law of expectations. The law of expectations. I think I've actually discussed this extensively on one of our previous episodes, where I was talking about the principles, the rules of opportunity, and I extensively spoke on expectation. People should expect opportunities, people should protect opportunities, people should respect opportunities, and at the same time, people should go for opportunities. But today, I would really love to speak on the work frame, or the framework of expectations as a law, and how it is being applied in the fragment of productivity. How does expectations, resultantly affect or brings productivity to place? Dear beautiful people, you see, it is my great delight to let you know that the law of expectation is a vital ingredient to increasing your productivity in line with your business, with your career, with your job, probably with your personal growth and development and your peak performance, as the case may be. You see, Ellie Davis once wrote that people are pleased when they get more than they are not anticipated. So in the real sense and definition, they are disappointed when they do not receive what they expect, or probably go above and beyond what is expected to gain the influence advantage. So dear beautiful people, you see, in the real sense and definition, I think it is always an obligation for us to go above and beyond what is really expected, so we can gain the influence advantage over a whole lot of things in our lives. You see, this law simply states that always under promise and over deliver. Let me come back again. The law of expectation states that always under promise and then over deliver. Dear beautiful people, you see, expectations and disappointment go hand in hand. And that is why when expectations are not met, your trust and faith are lost. You lose hope at that very moment. And as a result of this, the power to influence decreases, which will undermine your value and your chances of being productive. You see, we love to expect, and when expectations is either disappointed or gratified, we want to again keep expecting, as the case may be. So now, how do we apply this particular law into your daily life activities? How do we make use of this particular law to stay on top and winning more opportunities? You must be able, the first approach is that you must be able to under promise and over deliver. Dear beautiful people, you must be able to under promise and over deliver. Now, the second approach, the second application of this law, to having a ripple effect on your productivity is that don't be too quick to raise the bar. I repeat, don't be too quick to raise the bar. Deal with every situation in a sensible and orderly manner. You should be able to deal with every situation in a sensible and orderly manner. You have to be pragmatic with your approach to situations and things. Take a step-by-step approach to dealing with situations as the case may be. Now, the third application of this law and approach is that start directing your time, your energy, your resources on other options that will really bring you closer to your goals. Try as much as possible, to deviate your time, your energy, your resources on the other options that could alternatively as well, bring you closer to your goals. Because when your expectations are not being met, you undermine your values, seriously. And at some point, a whole lot of people will look down on you because you didn't meet their expectations. So that is why the law states that you should be able to under promise. Do not over promise to people. Do not make promises you can't deliver. So learn to under promise, then over deliver. And when you meet up with the expectations, you gain the influence advantage over a whole lot of things they handle in your care, as the case may be. And the last approach, or should I say the application of this law, is charity is the key. So you have to state and make clear notions with your people. So in this case, when you want to meet people's expectations, be clear, be concise, be precise. Make sure your notions are clear, clearly stated with your people, so they do not have to over expect. They do not have a whole this kind of a whole should I say so they don't have to think that you're going to build a castle in the air for them. So make clear notions, make your priorities right, set a clear example, and make sure they understand the particular aspect you'll be working with them for as it is, or probably you should make them understand what exactly you'll be helping them with, so they do not have a misconstrued conception of what you did not plan, as the case may be. So what is the bottom line of this approach? You see, dear beautiful people, you see, we all should remember that the expectations rather cannot always be met. So be ready and be prepared to have a backup plan. So dear beautiful people, you see, when you have good reasons to believe that your hopes may not be fulfilled, you have to accept it. And so do not throw in the towel, but start channeling your time, your energy, your resources on other priorities that could take you closer to your goals, as the case may be. So I want you to temper your expectations of others and raise your expectations of yourself. So as it is, do not burden yourself with so much expectations from other people. It will hurt you. And as well, do not raise the bar of making people expect a whole lot from you. If these things are not met, it would surely undermine your value. You see, expectations are always coming from the inside. But likewise, the expectations coming from the inside should be greater than the expectations coming from the outside. So when you obey this law, and it increases your chances of being productive, and you definitely win the influence advantage. Dear beautiful people, we'll move to the fourth law of the fourth powerful law of productivity. This is an amazing law, and I'd really love to share this with everyone today. And this law is known as the law of compromise. The law of compromise. Dear beautiful people, I'm glad to let you know that whatever it is in the cycles of life will sacrifice, it is because we need to reach an agreement with life for it. So dear beautiful people, that even in the cycles of life, we sacrifice some things in order to reach an agreement with life. So to some people, you can compromise money, you can compromise your attitude, you can compromise your achievements, you can compromise your relationships, you can even compromise your career, your jobs. But whatever it is, you compromise. Whatever it is, you sacrifice, as the case may be. Nobody should compromise value. Nobody in the real sense and definition should compromise value. Dear beautiful people, you see, this law states that the moment you compromise value at a cheaper cost, you will end up paying more. Dear beautiful people, the moment you compromise value at a cheaper cost, you end up paying more. You see, value to some people can be equated to money, to their business organization, to their achievement, to their integrity, to their relationships, to their career growth, to their development, as the case may be. But the moment you compromise any of these things you value, you would end up paying more. So dear beautiful people, let me quickly share with you the applications and the approach to this kind of law, especially the law of compromise. You see, the first thing is that always be willing to consider the possibility that you can be wrong. Dear beautiful people, you can always be wrong. So you can compromise your mistakes to learn, relearn and unlearn, as the case may be. And the second approach to this is that during crisis, be ready to be plain, straightforward, be open and be direct. You see, when you face crisis, probably in your time of adversity, you should be able to be plain, be straightforward, be open and be direct. Talk to your people. Have a backup plan. This would really help you a lot. And if overcoming the crisis in your life demands that you have to retrench some of your non-performing staffs. You have to do it. In the case of the law of compromise, you have to make sacrifice. And if this would have to cost you some non-performing staffs, if this would have to cost you some bad energies in your cycles, you have to cut them off and do it, as the case may be. Yes, you have to compromise a whole lot of bad energies in your life, probably in your career, in your family, in your relationships, in your cycles, as the case may be. Probably even in your workplace, there are some people you have to cut off, especially when they drain your energy or they have been a bad energy all this while. You have to compromise. That is it. And the last approach to this step is that take tough decisions and do not make early promises. Yes, you have to take tough decisions. Although nobody is obligated to make right decisions. You're only obligated to make your decisions right. But nevertheless, you should be able to make beautiful decisions, as the case may be. So what is the bottom line for this particular law? I mean, the law of compromise. You see, you should understand that fast tempo is essential for success. So the principles of you doing it, fixing it, and trying it. So for you to oversee a more productive result in your business line, or probably in your life, as the case may be, so you have to be willing to abandon old ideas for something new and better. So no matter what the results you might have achieved with the previous results or ideas in the past, you have to embrace innovations. Now, a whole lot of people are still primitive, but you have to compromise old ideas and search for new ideas. We have a whole lot going in the world today, and we have artificial intelligence, we have a more technological advancement, we have more digital marketing platforms and opportunities. So you have to embrace innovations and see that your business, your life, and your career is breaking barriers and yielding great turns, as the case may be. So the last law I will be delving in, today is the law of response. And probably on the next episode, we will have the concluding 5 laws of productivity. But the last law I would really speak about for today on this particular episode is called the law of response. So dear beautiful people, you see, it saddens my heart to let you know that people respond poorly to every event and situations, or probably occurrence, thousands of struggles, actions and mistakes. And worst of it all is failure. We respond, very bad to this kind of things that happens to us, especially failure. But they're beautiful people. You see, the response mechanism is arguably one of the most vital leadership qualities that should be demonstrated by leaders and everyone in every of our day-to-day life activities. You see, our ability to respond effectively to crisis and failure cannot be underestimated. And that was why one time, Brian Tracy once said that the true test of leadership is how well you function in a crisis. And in fact, he mentioned saying as well that top performing leaders in the world accept feedback and self-corrections. These are response mechanisms you need to leverage on as a leader. And lastly, he mentioned that as a leader, your attitude, your response to your people directly affects their performance, their actions, and their words, as the case may be. And in fact, he mentioned that there is no way that we can get positive results from staffs with a negative attitude. Dear beautiful people, this is, this more or less encapsulates and explicitly explains that how response is vital to our life. The principles and approach to response can't be underestimated. We all need to respond to some certain situations. And when you take a responsive approach, it means you are being proactive. We have to take proactive measures towards some situations in our life, as the case may be. So dear beautiful people, let me quickly open your eyes to the applications of this particular law to being a productive individual, or to having a more of a productive business, career, and personal growth and development, as the case may be. So the first approach to application of this law is that you have to make tough and sensible decisions during crisis. Now, I've said this initially anyway, that nobody is obligated to make right decisions, but you're obligated to make your decisions right anyway. But you've got to be able to acquire and make use of the approach of using and making tough and sensible decisions during crisis. you have to make decisions for yourself. Nobody will make decisions for you. Decisions have to be made by yourself. The second approach to this is that you have to manage by responsibility. Dear beautiful people, it is one of the most powerful ways to grow and groom leaders, as the case may be. You see, one of those people, you see, a whole lot of your followers, a whole lot of people who look at you from the outside or learning, or should I say, are actually approaching you because you're responsible. People want to see the responsibility factor from you. So the response people give to you or people get from you is because you are able to manage them by responsibility. And it is one of the greatest ways you can manage people and be an effective leader as well. Now, the third approach to this is that no matter what the situation may be, never wear a negative attitude, because no one ever achieves positive results from a negative attitude. You have to learn to respond positively to situations, to occurrence, and to failure, to be precise. You have to respond positively. Learn the half of responding positively to some certain situations in your life. They matter a lot. And responding to these situations will help you and as well stay on top and project your life to having a great storm, as the case may be. And likewise, the fourth approach to this particular law, the law of response, is that for maximum motivation, you should be able to learn to praise in public and appraise in private. Praise in public and appraise in private, rather. This has to come with leaders who have followers, people who have managers as well, and CEOs and entrepreneurs and MDs. You should be able to learn how to praise your staffs and your employees in public and at the same time appraise them in private. This can help calm and manage growing crises within your organization, as the case may be. You can actually, praise in public and criticize in private. It is a good method and approach, especially responding to crisis and situation. This can be applied to employees who are underperforming, as it is. You can build their courage, you can build their responsibility, you can build their commitment by applying this particular approach, to their work capability, as the case may be. And the last approach to this, or rather, another approach to this is that think before acting, then act quickly and decisively. Think before acting, then act quickly and decisively. So this means that when you want to make use of this response, you should always you should always think before acting. So you don't just take all situations drastically that way. You should be able to think before acting, and when you think before acting, quickly act and then make your decisions as it is. And this law of response, okay, I actually just realized that I didn't state this law of response to you. So the law of response states that proactive measures is better than preventive measures. They're beautiful people. Can you see? Proactive measures is better than preventive measures. And you should remember that strategic thinking is required, and this makes you see the big picture as a leader. So to respond to crises and situations in your life, always learn to see the big and clear picture of every situation that comes your way as a leader. And the last approach is act boldly, and I bet you forces are coming to your head. Act boldly, but bold, be courageous in every situation and crisis as well. These are processes of crisis management in your organization. And when you act boldly, I bet you a whole lot of forces, unforeseen forces, probably on the inside or on the outside, will come to your head. So dear beautiful people, to bring everything into conclusion, so what is the bottom line? What is the significance of this particular law? You see, the response mechanism is a vital leadership quality that enhances great productivity, yes. And this is because effective response to your staffs and organizations goes beyond emotions and attitude alone. So effective communication as well can go all the way, to helping, your organization more and more productive, as the case may be. So dear beautiful people, as far as having good response is concerned, I want you to understand that you're not obligated. It is very wrong for you to joke and play, or should I say toy, with other people's emotions. Respond positively, to your people and to situations and crises that might have emerged from your growing occurrence in whatever aspect of life you find yourself. So, dear beautiful people, I'm glad to share with you the five laws or powerful laws of productivity, as the case may be, on this first episode. And on the next episode, I'll be sharing with you the concluding path, the other path, or should I say the last five powerful laws of productivity, as the case may be. So, dear beautiful people, thank you for joining me once again on this amazing and beautiful episode. And hopefully, I'll be hoping to see you and give you more amazing and beautiful content and materials to stay on top of winning more opportunities, as the case may be. Thank you once again, and God bless you. You have a wonderful day. Goodbye.